All right, guys, here is my real life review on my 2023 Harley Davidson Nightster. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a real life review on my 2023 Harley Davidson Nightster. It is not the special, it is not the S. I didn't want to get the S because, let's be honest, they didn't do very well on the 2022. I got recalled a lot, and with all the gadgets on the special, I didn't want to deal with it. So I just got the plain Jane regular one, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I love it. So I'm gonna go over a couple things, and I don't want it to sound like I don't like the bike. There is some things that I think need to be changed on it that Harley could have done better, but for the most part, this bike, I love it. So so the Nightster is not a dirt bike. It's not. It's just not a dirt bike. But apparently I just made it one. One of the things I really like about this bike is the fact that it has 3 modes. It has rain mode, street mode, and sport mode. Now, woo-hoo-hoo! Sport mode, baby! Yeah! Mode. Now, rain mode, I'm gonna go ahead and rename that. That is new rider mode, because that is all it is worth. I will tell you right now, after you've been on this bike for maybe a couple rides, once you put it in the street mode, you will never go back to rain mode. Even when it's raining, you're not going to use it. It's just boring. But street mode has plenty of oomph and plenty of grit and plenty of power to pass anybody you would like. What we got going on here, this is another one of those take turn things. Caters don't really like to take turns, so oh nope, it's a double lane. We'll go. So with this bike in street mode, I get about 40 miles to a gallon. Gets a 3-gallon tank, so you get about 120 125 miles for a tank, just depending on how you ride. I like to put it in sport mode, and once you put this thing in sport mode, the gas is going to go down a lot, but your heart rate is going to go up, because when this thing is in sport mode, it flies. It's a lot of fun. I think this bike has a top speed of like 110. I'm sure in the future when they start doing some tunes and stuff like that, that might change, but as of right now, it looks like about 110. All right, so the suspension, I really like the suspension. I think the suspension is good. When I go over bumps, you don't feel it that much. Of course, if you hit a real big one, you are going to feel it, but I haven't felt anything that was jarring, is going to break my back or anything like that. They are not adjustable, so, or I'm sorry, the back ones are adjustable, the front ones are not adjustable. So you can actually, oh, and so you got some bumps right there. So no big deal with those. But the back, you can go into the manual and check your weight, and they'll give you an idea of where to put it. Alright, so the seat on this thing, stock seat, I think is comfortable. It's not the most comfortable, but my butt doesn't hurt, my back doesn't hurt after I get off riding it. I ride a lot to work, but I also go on some trips. I've been, let's see, probably the longest trip I've been is about 3 hours. I haven't had much issue with it on that time frame. And you do kind of, you sit straight up, but you lean just forward a little bit with your arms stretched out. You do have mid controls on this. The ergonomics, I think, are perfect for this bike. I am going to raise the handlebars up about 4 inches. I want to see what that's like, and that's just more, I just want to experience it. And the nice thing about the Nightster is once you get that brake line adjusted, because you really can't go any higher than what it is with the brake line that's on it, but you can get a brake line from Harley, get it going up, and then you can actually change all the stuff yourself, because you don't have to put wires through the bars or anything like that. It's all just kind of a Lego set. Just take it off and put it together. I will say one of the things that I don't like about this bike is the mirrors, especially this left mirror. This left mirror continues to come loose, especially at the most inopportune times. I wish they would fix that. They do buy mirrors that come up over top here, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I kind of like the look. I just don't like these mirrors, how they come loose. Plenty of get up and go, baby. Let's go! Another thing that I wish Harley would change is where this button right here, the cutoff button. You can hit that every once in a while and shut the bike off while you're riding or whatever. So you got to really be careful with that. So another thing I would like to see them change is the foot pegs, the brake lever, and the clutch lever. I'd like to see those get bigger. They are pretty tiny. I got a size 12 shoe, and I mean, it fits. It just could be a little more comfortable on long rides with bigger pegs. And so last thing, and I have not had an issue with this, but other people have. So I kind of wanted to bring it up because I think it's something that you should look into. And when you go on a test ride, you should probably really keep this in mind. So when you come to a stop, or even when you're riding, it gets pretty warm on the top of the engine there, which is right by your crotch and your upper thigh. So I am 5'9", 240 pounds, and I got about a 32-inch inseam. Now, I don't really notice it that much. I don't notice it as much. I can feel the heat for sure, but my legs do not go up tight against the bike, so it doesn't bother me. I can see if you were shorter or a smaller person that you would probably feel that a little more, but I don't know if that's really much of a problem. A lot of people, I think, kind of make it a problem, but I don't see it as a problem. Oh, let's go, baby! This bike is just an absolute blast. If you are looking to buy one, you will not be disappointed. Now, I will say stay away from the 22s, because everybody that I see that has problems with them is on a 22. And I can kind of, that's the first year they were out. That's the first year they were out, and you know, anytime there is any sort of vehicle, whether it's a car or a motorcycle, you're gonna have problems with the first year. They got to work out all the bugs. So I've had this now since February. I've been riding it non-stop since April. Almost got 2,000 miles on it, and I can tell you right now, I have not really had any problems with it. So actually, I haven't had any problems with it. I will say, if you don't ride it for a couple days, the battery tends to go dead very quickly. I keep it on a Tinder if I'm not going to ride it every day. I left it go for about 2 days, and when I came out, jumped on it, I got a code that the battery was dying, basically. I rode the bike. By the time I got where I was going, the code had gone off, and I didn't have any problem with it. So just put a Tinder on it if you're not going to ride it for a couple days. All right, guys, last thing is the interstate. Let me get on here. So unlike the other Sportsters, the older Sportsters I should say, this one has the 6th gear, which makes riding on the interstate very pleasurable. I kind of thought, because it was a small bike and it didn't weigh as much as other bikes, that this bike would not be good on the interstate, but I don't have any issues with it. As you're going to see here, when I get up to speed, it handles just fine. We're at 70 miles an hour on the interstate. I'm not being blown around at all. Now, with no fairing in the front, I'm like a gigantic sail, so don't think that that's not going to affect you in any kind of way. But being on the interstate on a lighter bike, I think this bike is like 500 some pounds, doing about 70, feels good. I can go a long distance with this. When the wind does really blow, I mean, you get your normal wind, but nothing you can't handle. Alright guys, that's my review on the 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I will answer them as fast as possible. Also, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I want to really do something with it. Help some new riders out. So remember, ride till you fly. See you next time.